Okay, ooh. Now, this is mission 10. As a lot of you probably know, for those that are actually searching for, well, answers or guides on how to clear DMD with an S rank, mission 10 is a particularly complicated matter. Now, to explain what's so complicated, well, basically, especially for beginners, this is a multi-layered problem. Now, first of all, you're playing as Dante in this mission. Now, for beginners especially, Dante itself is a whole can of worms. Once you play through the game once, you will gain like 4 weapons and 4 guns. And that is very much overwhelming for most people, me included, for the first like 100 hours of playing this game. So that's one part of the problem. And the second part of the problem is this mission 10, also suffers from the penalty score problem that we've discussed or mentioned in mission 8. Now the issue here, as well as in mission 8 before and I think mission 12, is that every bit of score that you gain will actually suffer a hidden penalty, somewhere around I think 0.8. Roughly speaking, 80% of the score that you will usually get in a mission. And for people that are not particularly good or experienced with the game, they may just barely make it past the 6,000 points bottom line for S ranks in normal missions. And when they arrive at these missions, mission 8, 10, and 12, they will immediately feel like struggling trying to get 6,000 points for the S rank. Or at least I sure did for a couple of months, really. And specifically in mission 10 here, what makes it even worse is that mission 10 does not have a proper boss fight. Now, usually bosses have a bigger health pool, which means that you can do more damage to it, which usually results in a higher battle score than most normal fights, which will help your average final score that contributes to the mission ranking. However, mission 10 does not actually have a real boss fight. When Dante enters the room where Urizen is in, you only get to fight him for like 30 seconds, and you never get a chance to actually do damage to Urizen. You just keep hitting his shield. Now, all 3 factors combined makes this mission, I think, one of the toughest mission to S rank. So with all of that context out of the way, let's address a bit on how I will approach this video. So basically, this video is going to be me running through mission 10 and hopefully through my gameplay and, well, some help of my shitty commentary that I can explain to you as to my approach to make certain fights easier to handle, maybe about which enemies to take out first, or some good skills that I would recommend to you that can deal with a specific enemy easier, or maybe raise your style rank faster, things like that. Unfortunately, due to the limited time and scope of this video series, I wouldn't be able to just talk on hours and hours about just how to play Dante in general. So that would not be the scope of this video, nor the series as a whole, I think. However, I do still want to sort of cater to the more beginner groups of players that might be watching this. And so once again, as I've mentioned, I think at the start of this video series, I will still be restraining myself from doing any complex or long air combos. Mostly anything that revolves a lot of enemy steps to cancel attacks, aka jump cancelling. I will probably avoid doing any of those. And in the case of Dante, I believe a lot of beginners will limit their amount of weapons. So in that sense, this time I decided to only use the starting kit. As you can see, I switched out Devil Sword Dante with Rebellion, and the second weapon is Balrog, and that's about it for melee weapons. Same for the guns, I only use Ebony and Ivory and the shotgun. Limiting your weapon loadout not only saves you the trouble of remembering which weapon you're switching to, because you only have 2, it will sort of forces or encourages you to learn and use every bit of that weapon, which I think is a great way to sort of get used to Dante's amounts of skills by sort of separating them and learning them section by section. But since I'm limiting my weapon loadout significantly, I will not be able to show you the most efficient weapon combinations and strategies against enemies in this run. So I've decided to also do a second run after this, where I will bring all the weapons and guns that Dante has. And in that video, I will focus on showing you, well, the quote-unquote most efficient way that I play, at least. Ooh, that was quite the intro, but hopefully I've got everything covered. So let's jump right into it, and hopefully throughout this video you can at least learn something of it to overcome the challenge of Mission 10 and learn to have more fun with the game. Alright, we are in the mission. Now, once again, this mission is all about the struggle to get a higher score, so let's talk about how to get better scores. Now, as most people probably know, one of the ways you can sort of gain more style points easier is to do this, the EX taunt that you have spent 3 million on. Now, this taunt can raise a lot of style ranks, all the way to an S rank, I think, if you let it finish, but as you can see, the problem is you rarely get to finish it. Now, don't get me wrong, this taunt is very useful, and there are ways to pull it off. For example, as I was trying to do, I was trying to turn the camera away so that enemies cannot start attacks. But in certain arenas like this one, sometimes there's not a lot of good angles to turn the camera away, so sometimes it doesn't work. On the other hand, you could also use, for example, there was a Dante's summon source to distract the enemies, to keep them at bay while you're doing your taunt. That could also work. However, I would say that there is a easier and faster way to just gain free style ranks. To do this, which is to enemy step on the heads a little bit before you actually do any damage, which is basically the exact same concept as the snatch and enemy step that you do for Nero, that I do for Nero, as I demonstrated before, and that could, well, get you to a B rank, just like Nero. You could also do, or you can add in Mustang and your taunts. Another great skill to raise style rank is actually to do Dance Macabre. As you can see here, even though the Empusa is supposed to be dead in the first few hits, Dance Macabre actually cannot kill an enemy until the final hit. Now, how that benefits us is that basically by overkilling an enemy that's on low health by using Dance Macabre, you basically earn extra style rank that you otherwise wouldn't be able to with any other weapon. Okay, with all of that being said, let's try to put some of that knowledge to the test. AKA, I'll start playing like for real from now on. Now, although I just demonstrated the enemy step, well, exploit, I usually don't really need to do that, so as you can see here, I'm just going to use all sorts of other skills and to raise our style rank, and we'll see how far I can go with that. And I'll try to keep my combos, well, simple and mostly on the ground, so that's, well, once again, I'm not going to do too much air combos. And because he's almost dead, let's finish him off with Dance Macabre. Beautiful. And we get a triple S right from the start. Nice stuff. Anyways, this first fight is pretty simple. As you can see, it's just a bunch of normal enemies and one Queen Empusa, so let's quickly finish these little chunks and we can focus on the Queen. And jump away. Oh, a triple. Oh, no, just a double jump. But yeah, sometimes the Queen Empusa will like jump more than once, so you gotta watch out for that. But anyways, as for how to fight Queen Empusa, in general, I would like to just do light attacks and wait for her to respawn. Like, once she does any attack, I would jump away. There we go. And just wait for her to finish and then go back in, like this. And I also like to use the shotgun to stun her briefly, so I can do this, throw impacts. And just repeat the process until it's done. What's good about waiting for her to respond is that most of her attacks has a pretty long like wind down after the hitbox lands, so you get plenty of time to attack afterwards. So yeah, I would highly recommend that you do this sort of reactionary approach to fighting Queen Empusas, to wait for her attack before dealing your own. Anyways, we got 6,600 points, which is not too bad. Actually, it's pretty good for this mission standard. Now, to those at home that starts to think that this mission may not be as tough as we imagine, the problem is that the coming fights are not going to be as straightforward and easy to gain high scores on. In particular for this one, for example, there's going to be a Hell Judecca that is going to try to ruin our day with all sorts of teleports. There he is. And he is, of course, a big problem, for those that do not know. If you don't focus on him, or at least keep an eye on him, he may sometimes just teleport in from nowhere and ruin your day, so is that what I like to do? Once again, similar to Queen Empusa, is I like to, well, jump on his head and do enemy stabs and barrel punches until he's done. Now, of course, you don't really exactly have to do enemy stabs on that. You can simply punch him normally. I just like to do that because like it's a habit of mine. I just find that really cool. But once again, you don't have to do this sort of complex, or I should say, like quick inputs if your fingers cannot follow. Just punch him normally. It works too. Anyways, he's down, so we can do this. Excellent. And he's almost out. There we go. Now the troublesome guy is out of the picture. We can start doing our, well, normal combos to our heart's content. And of course, mix in some Dance Macabre, my favorite, or one of my favorites. And usually at this point, as you can see, I could do quadruple S, and the fight is basically over usually. Anyways, but for this video, I'm not going to do much of that, so I just wanted to show you that usually the fight basically ends at this point. But anyways, back to the fight. We're just going to play normally. And we'll use Ringstorm to do some crowd control, as I have mentioned also in my Dante guide video, I think. Ringstorm is a really good crowd control skill, actually. For those that doesn't use King Cerberus that much, I think Ringstorm is the second best crowd control skill for Dante, really. Well, I mean, if you exclude like STT moves, that one is of course the best, like this. But if you don't do this, I think King Cerberus would be the #1, and second would be Ringstorm from Ebony and Ivory, I think. Anyways, I think this fight is just about over. I think this guy's the only guy left. Yep, there we go. Alright, but as you can see, our score still drops quite significantly. So, just as I said before, the score is only going to go downhill right from the start. So, that is where this mission sucks. But yeah, we'll just have to deal with that. And also, I think from this point on, I should probably like really refrain on using STT. I mean, quadruple S specifically. But anyways, now we've come to the Chaos fight, which, since we don't have DSD equipped, we cannot do round trips with Summon Swords to counter the spike spin. So instead, we're going to show, well, I'm going to show how we use Ebony and Ivory to stop them, like this. As you can see, if you keep shooting it, it will eventually just collapse. There we go. And that will finish it off. There we go. Now, as you can see, we've already got a triple S. So, how I usually play, at this point, the fight basically ends. Because from this point on, I will just be spamming the quadruple S and just keep doing that ground slam to stun everything. So, from this point on, usually it just becomes a sandbag fight. However, for the purpose of this video, we're just going to do this quite a bit slower and a bit more variety. So we'll see how far we can go with that. Hopefully my skills are not too rusty from my long-term reliance on Part2 I, but we'll see what happens. Oh, but I think we have got this in the bag already. This is the last guy and he's done. So there we go. Excellent. Anyways, so yeah, if that's how I usually play, Quadruple S will play a big factor, but for the purpose of this video, I don't think beginners could really follow that, so we're not gonna do that. Okay, now coming up here, in DMD difficulty, this fight will only include one Fury. Now, what that means is that, well, it is very difficult to gain a high score against Furies. Especially just one Fury, it's a bit difficult to raise your style rank without either killing it or being killed if you drag the fight on for too long. So now, of course, the quote-unquote intended way by the devs, I believe, is for you to parry the Fury repeatedly and sort of do this song and dance with the Fury. However, in this case, I'm just going to try to one-punch it out of existence. I think this method, this strategy is shown in various videos online, so basically we're just going to do a real impact on the Fury and finish it off before it even finishes spawning. Or at least that's the plan. Okay, let's see if I can pull it off. Well, arguably speaking, it's not that difficult, but I would like to gain a bit more style before actually landing the blow. Oh, by the way, as you can see there, I really like to use the taunt to drop it to the ground. Oh! Ow. He's still got a smidge of health. That's not good. Ooh. Well, didn't really pull it off in terms of finishing it in one blow, but hey, that's not too bad. But still, as you can see, we only got an A rank by the end even, not at the start. And so our average points once again dropped, which is not good, but it is an expected part of the Mission 10 experience. Okay, so this coming up fight, first of all, there will be these two guys here, which you can totally skip. This is not mandatory. However, as I've mentioned before in Mission 8, these two guys sort of work as those roots that, well, these are basically your DT generators. If you really want to, you can do some of this. And also you can sort of raise your style rank first and then go into the actual fight. But in my case, usually I just don't even bother dealing with those guys. I usually can get enough style points just by fighting normally here. Anyways, back to talking about this fight. As you can see, this trio is absolute nightmare if you don't know what you're doing. One Judecca and two Berserkers immediately off the bat is very troublesome to handle. So what I usually like to do once again is to finish off the Judecca ASAP, but as you can see, these Berserkers will just relentlessly chase you down as you're trying to, well, chase down the Judecca. It's a weird triangle relationship. Anyways, sometimes I can do a few rainstorms to stop the tracks of some of them, but anyways, let's just finish this guy off ASAP. I think. Oh, hold on. There we go. Oh. Well, well, there goes out. No damage bonus. It's okay. We're never aiming for that, but that was a kind of careless move, really. I should have waited for a better opportunity, but I was a little hasty. Anyways, he's almost dead. Come on. You just get out of here. Come on. There we go. Oh, well, now that he's dead, you can take a break from that and finally focus on dealing with the Berserkers. And there we go. And he's not dead yet, but I think we can almost. Come on. There we go. Alright. Well, anyways, from this point on, it's just dealing with these two guys, and I think that's it. Actually, there is no second spawn for this fight, so that's like the only saving grace, really. Oh. Once again, I really like to use a lot of Mustang, which surprisingly most people don't. I find it really odd. Well, I mean, technically speaking, if you were to put something on video, Pro Guard is much cooler. There's that too. I understand. But still, I think Mustang is a really good skill that people should really know more about, especially beginners. Now, sometimes I forget, but in this hole, there's a optional fight with Empusas and Empusa Queen. So you can try to go in there if you think you don't have enough style points at this point in the mission. But for us, I don't think we need to, so I'm just going to skip right through that.
Oh man, they're already here. These ladies work fast.
Now, coming up here is going to be a fight with a Baphomet and 2 Chaos. Usually I like to, well, finish off the Baphomet ASAP. Once again, I like to start with ranged enemies, because they will usually snipe you from afar, and I don't like that. But in this case, Chaos also has quite a bit of range with their spins. And what's dangerous about Chaos, actually, let's talk about that, is that sometimes they can just get out of being stunned and just suddenly start spinning out of nowhere. Oh, that was lucky. I think I enemy stabbed on their spin midway. Let's see if I can get both of them. Not really. Oh well. Anyways, yeah, as I was saying, when their spike at the back on their backs are still intact, they can suddenly just jump up, get up from being stunned on the ground, and just goes right into spinning, which is really sudden and pretty dangerous. So usually I just like to break their spikes in as soon as possible, that too. And in this case, where all 3 enemies are, well, basically some sort of trouble one way or the other, out, got him. Well, there goes my star rank, but yeah, as you can see, that tail swipe is also pretty sudden and dangerous, so if you can, try to watch out for that. Don't do what I do and just jump in willy-nilly. Just maybe try shooting them with some shotgun blasts or rockets. Anyways, taking a look at our stylish points, we're still at 5,500, which is, well, decent. The bottom line for a final S rank is 5,200, because, well, you will get a 1.2 multiplier for not having any continues, just basically not dying. Anyways, up here is another troublesome fight, which involves some Hellbats and Pyrobats. And also, there is a second, cycle spawn, which will spawn a Fury, along with another Hellbat. Now, usually, in this scenario, I really like to use King Cerberus to knock them down, but since we don't have that, well, we'll see what we can do. Oh, well, ouch. As you can see, apparently, Ham Splitter doesn't really work that well. So, don't do what I did. Now, let's try to get these guys down, and we'll see if we can finish them off. There we go. That's good. Alright. Come on. Oh, hey. I actually broke his capsule this time. I actually don't really know how those work. Sometimes they just don't break. But anyways, Fury, we can... Oh, there we go. We can also do some of that. But anyways, the Fury is down, so I would like to use that moment to take this guy out first, actually, if I can. Let's see if I can get this guy out of the picture before the Fury comes at us. I think, there we go. I think we're putting the Fury out of picture, so he's not going to start any attacks. Come on, just... There we go. Okay, now we're good. Oh. Oh. There we go. Down you go. Let's try to finish him off once again. We'll use this combo with a real impact. Ow. I don't know. Why does he always have a smidge of ouch? A smidge of health left? I wonder. Maybe I shouldn't really like hit him at all if I want to like one hit kill him. I think if I dropped his health just a little too much, that like the final hit triggered his DT mode, so he sort of tanked the final hit with more damage resistance. Or at least that's my theory as to why I suck at trying to one hit kill him. But anyways, as you can see, our salvage points didn't really drop that much. We're still at like 5,500, so that's good. And this coming final fight is, well, you're not going to have to worry about like style points, because there is a bunch of enemies in this final fight. In particular, there is a Proto Angelo and a bunch of Scudo Angelo. And I think there's one Baphomet, which we will take care of first and foremost, once again. But yeah, in this fight, we're not going to have to worry about style point gains. Instead, I think you should worry about how long it takes to take care of like the Proto Angelo. But we'll see how that goes. Now, there are a couple of like interesting interactions that you can have with Proto Angelos and his boys. But anyways, let's get this guy down first. Actually, unless he does anything funny, let's finish him off ASAP. Oh, and there we go. All right, now you can, for example, do this when he's trying to like gather his boys and do like a coordinated attack. You can break him, and in turn you can break all of their shields. Which, actually, I'm not sure if that's like a good practice or not. Like, as you can see, on DMD mode, breaking their shields will trigger them to DT immediately, which usually that involves making them tougher. Oh, oops. I did the quadruple S by instinct. Sorry about that. But anyways, yeah, I'm not sure if this is good practice or not. Now, once again, because I'm so used to just spamming quadruple S and just wreck anything and everything, I didn't really. I usually don't really think about like whether enemies DT or not at this point, because well, I can deal with them all the same with the SDT ground slam. But in this case, I may have made a mistake by making them DT right away. I'm not sure, but because like I think I've heard from somewhere that I think making them DT by breaking their shield actually makes them weaker. But I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I've heard wrong. But anyways, they're not that tough. Besides the Proto Angelo, his lackeys are not that tough. So if we can just land a few real impacts, safely. Or do a little bit of this, that's fine too. Oh, ouch. God damn it. I misjudged the range. I should really pay a bit more attention to this. But yeah, anyways, god damn it. I just said I have to pay more attention. Damn it. Silly me. Anyways, yeah, the strategy, quote-unquote strategy, is to take care of all his lackeys before dealing with him, so that you can sort of do the parry dance with this guy. If you're not going to use SDT on him, this is, I think, the best you can do, really. Now, with SDT in the calculation, this goes quite a bit faster because you can use the skill Demolition, I think, to basically one-hit kill the Proto Angelo. But anyways, I think I'll do that in the take 2 of this mission when I've got all the weapons and stuff. For this time, I think I'll just try to play this little parry dance with him, and we'll see where that goes. But I just want to show you that like it really takes a while if you try to fight him normally. Now, Mustang, as you can see, helps quite a bit in dodging his attacks safely, but it does not help in any ways to sort of shorten the fight. This all still takes forever. And Rebellion simply doesn't have a very good damage output to speed this up. So we are basically stuck here. Usually I don't even like bother trying to parry most of his attacks at this point. Oh, ow, ouch. And as you can see, if you miss the timing with some longer attacks like the ground punch, that happens. Also, you can try to use Flint Will, as you can see here. Now, this skill is great not only because it has iframes and can parry, it also lands you backwards, so you can well, get out of range of his attacks even if you miss the parry. So that is great. Anyways, I think he's almost done. Come on now. God, like, how much health he has. Finally. Ugh. I will be real, like, the first few months of playing this game, the Proto Angelo is one of my most feared enemies. It gives, like, how much health they have, like, practically gives me the PTSD, almost. Anyways, as you can see, our final score is 5,500, which is more than enough. The bottom line is 5,200 to get an S rank, so we're just going to go right into this fake boss fight and just hold out for like 30 seconds, and that will be it. For those that never really paid attention, this fight is unbeatable. Like, for real. This is not like a fake like defeat fight that you can actually win or anything. No, this fight will just automatically end after like 30 seconds. So, in theory, you don't even have to like fight him at all. You don't have to beat the crystal. You just stand around and run like and evade stuff until well, the time ends. But I just like to do a bit of something and try to play the game. But yeah, you can just dodge around like this too. There we go. And that is mission 10. There you go. And I think yep, 6,661 points equals an S rank. We have cleared mission 10 with an S rank. Hooray! Now, hopefully throughout this video, you have learned something about how to, well, raise your style rank without doing much damage by, well, exploiting some good skills like enemy stepping, Mustang, and just dance macabre on a near-dead enemy. But anyways, yeah, hopefully the way I play can sort of inspire whoever is watching to sort of learn ways to still enjoy playing this mission. So hopefully this video can sort of inspire you to learn a bit more about Dante and have more fun playing the game. Anyways, I guess I'll see you in the next video.